What up, everybody? Thanks as always for tuning in to PDubs Arcade Loft, where we always appreciate it when you come and hang out upstairs with us. It's Monday, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of Multicade Mondays. Wake up. Let's get some action going in the live chat. Are you here? Are you ready? Wake up. Get fired up. It's time to have some fun tonight. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got a lot of topics to talk about. Well, actually, not a lot of topics. Maybe like 4 or 5 topics, but they're pretty good ones in my opinion. We got some big updates for the channel, some stuff going on. Definitely want to get your guys' feedback on some things. Well, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Welcome to Multicade Mondays. All right, my dudes. So welcome to the show. Before we do anything, we got to say hi to who's here in the live chat. If you're here, let me know. Sound off right now. Let's get our shout outs out of the way. You guys know me. I don't like to waste 30 minutes of your life saying hi to the live chat. We can do this in 3 minutes or less. Let's do it. Rebel, what's up, gamer? Ritual Delo's here as well. JR, Jason, Carl, Cyan Spirits, Jason, Al Vickman, the Cornercade, MSU Rich, Quentin is here as well. Thor KC, Brooklyn Menace, Carl O, Jason the Little Alien. We got some great moderators. Jason, Ritual Delo have already joined the moderation ranks. And if you behave yourselves in the live chat, you might just get promoted and get a wrench as well. You'll have to let me know if you want one, though. You got to let me know. You got to say it in the live chat. Maybe we'll do some promotions tonight. We also have, who else is here? We got David H is here. Bobby Bobby1 ALU, Gumby is here, Remy is here, Mitchie B is here as well, David H, Danny Z, Carl O says he's not worthy of a wrench, but he's going to take one. Well, guess what, guys? Carl O just got promoted to moderator in the live chat. How about a big shout out to Carl O? He just got promoted in the live chat. Carl, type some more messages. Let's see that big, beautiful wrench next to your name in the live chat. Muller Medic, Goofy Foot is here. It's good to see Goofy Foot in the live chat. VC is here as well. Wild Bill from Bill's Retro Gaming Show is here. Let's see who else is here. JR wants a wrench. Well, JR is here every week. So guess what, JR? You get a wrench and you get a wrench. Everybody gets a wrench. Yay! All right, there you go, guys. We promoted 2 people to have the power of moderation. And you know what, Danny Z, you've been so cool the last couple years. You know what? Let's do 3, guys. Let's do 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, big shout out in the live chat for Danny Z. Danny Z's been watching my channel for so long. And you know what's funny is even when I go and I visit other YouTubers during their live streams, like I come in, I usually say hi. during someone else's show. Dan Z's always like the first one to go, "What's up, PDubs?" if he happens to be watching the same show. So it's really nice. So Dan, you're awesome. Dan Z's good people. Okay, guys, let's talk. So I want to do some announcements. I want to talk about some upcoming interviews, some upcoming sponsored event that's going to last for the entire month of February, which I'm very excited about. We're going to talk about Arcade1Up NFL Blitz. How many of you are ready to hack your Arcade1Up NFL Blitz? Well, you're going to be able to pretty soon. I got some information for you, as well as some video I'm going to show you about an upcoming Arcade1Up hack. Also, we're going to talk a bit about the AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP. As you guys know, I've been feeling like my pinball machine's been held hostage, like a lot of you guys. I got a story about my Legends Pinball 4KP, when I'm going to receive it, and all that kinds of stuff. We're going to talk a little bit about some conventions in 2024, as well as we're going to talk about a customer's experience with their AtGames Legends Pinball that they shared with us in my Discord, PDubs Place. Guys, if you like Discord, join PDubs Place. The link is in the video description below. I know my boy Jason, the best moderator in the world, will also put the link in the live chat right now. Make sure you join my Discord. It's a safe, fun, positive Discord environment for everybody. We make sure everybody's in there having a great time, talking about home arcade stuff, real arcade stuff, virtual pinball, real pinball, sports, comics, toys, collectibles, whatever you're interested in. There's probably a channel there for you. But we're going to share his experience as well with the pinball machine, talk a little bit about some Numskull stuff and New Wave toys. We got a whole lot to do. Holy crap. Holy crap. I think, and what I'll try and do for those who watch on replay, I'll try to add timestamps. I need to get back to doing timestamps. So to help me with timestamps, I'll play these cute little transitions when we change subjects, just so it helps me find it later so I can add the timestamps. All right, let's do it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to talk about first? Let's talk about a special sponsorship event. So hopefully you guys are ready. Let me just grab it right here. So I'm very happy to say that during the month of February, how many of you guys have heard of a little known modding company called Escape Pod Online? How many of you guys know who they are? How many of you guys have actually used them for buying artwork and stuff for your real arcades or even your Arcade1Ups and things like that? Let me know in the live chat. I'll put it up here on the screen, Escape Pod Online. So I talked with Dan over there, and check this out, guys. Escape Pod Online is simply escapepodonline.com. Someone here has heard of them, don't know anything about them. They make great artwork. We have so many great options out there, so many great companies like Arcade Graphics, Escape Pod, Sabo's Arcades. There's all these companies that do artwork for your arcades, right? Do artwork for your arcades. I've always been a big fan of Escape Pod Online. In fact, I'm a fan of all of them. I've used all of them depending on the project. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Charlie Chuck. Didn't know that happened. Let me know what is happening. We got some, Game On Graphics is another one. Would love to see a full-size Qix. There you go. Anyway, guys, so big news. Check this out. Talked with Dan over there. And for viewers of the channel, starting February 1st, which is just a couple days from now, so if you want to take your screenshots now, take your screenshots now. So starting February 1st and throughout the entire month of February, Escape Pod Online is going to sponsor the channel, and they're going to offer the viewers, check this out, 10% off your total store purchases at checkout. Just use coupon code PDubs at checkout, and you'll be able to save 10%. So as always, guys, I'm really committed this year to making sure we give you fun, exciting, energetic, and thrilling, well, not really thrilling, but fun, exciting, energetic content, energetic podcast, broadcast, vodcast, whatever you want to call these live streams, making sure you guys are getting great information from great companies or great technology people, as well as doing giveaways and helping you guys save money. That's the kind of stuff that I am committed to doing for you guys this year in 2024. So big shout out once again to Escape Pod Online starting February 1st. If there's any artwork you need, you're modding an Arcade1Up, etc., Do it, baby. Go ahead, use your PDubs code. I get nothing in return, guys. I get nothing in return. There's no kickback, none of that BS. All I do is say, hey man, this coupon code is sponsored by Escape Pod Online for the entire month. That's it. I get nothing in return. I reached out to him and set this up for you guys, the viewers. So make sure you guys use that code. All right, so that's one of the big items that we got going on. Now, currently, when it comes to Barrels of Fun Pinball. So Barrels of Fun Pinball, I was hoping to have on tonight, but David, the CEO, and I, both of our schedules were kind of crazy with work this week. So Barrels of Fun Pinball is probably going to be on later in the week. And actually, due to some big events and things that they have going on, there's a chance we might have to pre-record. We might have to pre-record this interview, which, if we pre-record it, I'm okay with it because, if we pre-record it, we could record it for like an hour, and like I can go into production mode and I could add things and pop-ups and crap and make it look pretty and fun, even if you watch it on replay, the interview. I really want to do it live because, to me, it's more fun live, where you guys get to ask your live questions and react live to that kind of content and talk to these companies directly. So if we can't do it live, either Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll end up doing it pre-recorded either Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in the afternoon and publish it. I need time to edit it, probably publish it a couple days after that. So we're pretty excited about it. Well, you know what? They're sponsoring the channel. They're sponsoring the viewers of the channel. How about we say it that way, Marine 50? How about we say it that way? Does that sound fair? I think that sounds fair. I don't need anything, guys. I make a lot of money in my day job, which is why I do all this for fun, right? And if I make a few bucks off YouTube, that's fine, but that's all I need, right? YouTube, and like I get a few pennies every month from like Amazon for like putting up Amazon affiliate links, but that's about it. Like I don't need all that stuff. I can buy all this stuff. My goal is to help you guys save money. So that's what's going on with Barrels of Fun Pinball. All right. Woo! All right, let's talk. We got some more housekeeping items to talk about. So how many of you guys plan on going to arcade and gaming conventions in 2024? How many of you guys plan on doing it? Let me know in the live chat. I myself am going to be attending 3 so far guaranteed, and we're going to talk about it right after this. I need this for the timestamps. All right, my dudes. So just a heads up, here's what I plan on doing. So we have a couple local conventions coming up very, very quickly. I'm talking right around the corner. So the first one, and I have these linked in the video description below. The first one is Zapcon. I don't know how many people are aware of Zapcon, but Zapcon is a pinball and arcade convention, and it's going to be in Mesa, Arizona at the Mesa. I think it's called the Mesa Convention Center. Yeah, there it is right there, Mesa Convention Center. It's going to be March 9th and 10th. I plan on being there. Let me pull up my calendar. It's a smaller convention, so I'm not going to be there both days. So Saturday the 10th, I'll be there all day at Zapcon. So if you happen to be in town, in Arizona, March 9th and 10th, come on down to the Zapcon convention. It's an awesome little arcade and pinball convention. And what's really cool about that is I'll be there. Would love to see you. I'll probably be filming and all that stuff. So yeah, make sure we get a good Discord link in the live chat for this guy, Jason. If you could help me out, I'd greatly appreciate it. Got a couple in August to go to. Bill lives out east. While Bill's going to be attending a couple in New York, it's always easy. It's always easier to go to ones that are local, right? To go to ones that are local. So also we have also coming up here in March, the week after Zapcon, 1 week later after Zapcon, is the Game On Expo. Now you might say, PDubs, that sounds familiar. You just did a couple of videos about the Game On Expo back in like October. Well, that's right. They had moved the show to later in the year, and that's when it was. I think it was like September, October of last year. So I feel like I just went to the show, and literally I did. And then they plan on doing it now every March. So although this show is quicker than shows they've done in the past, what's interesting about this is, it's taking place now, but the next one won't be until March of next year, March of 2025. Game on Expo is a much larger convention, but keep in mind, it's also got a lot of pop culture stuff going on there, and a lot of it's a lot more than just video games. You know what I mean? Like the Game on Expo is much larger. It's actually held at the Phoenix Convention Center, which is downtown Phoenix, which is pretty big convention center. It's where like all the major conventions that happen in Arizona go. The Mesa Convention Center is a much smaller convention center. And that one is for Zapcon, and that one's literally just arcades and pinball. There's nothing else there but arcades and pinball. So I will be attending both of those here in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, Game on Expo. Oh yeah, it's March 15th through 17th, and I will only be there. I will be there. I will be there on Saturday the 16th. That's the day I plan on going. I'm not going to be there the whole weekend. I'll just be there one day. So Saturday the 9th, I'll be at Zapcon. Saturday the 16th, I'll be at Game on Expo. If you're coming into town, let me know. Reach out to me, and hopefully I can meet up with you at one of these. Now, the only other convention I have already solidified, like 100% going to go, is going to be the actual big show, the big show, the big Pinball Expo of Chicago. So I'll be going to this one later this year in October, so plenty of time to think about it. I don't know who else is going to go. I know some of my YouTube friends want to go to Pinball Expo in October, October 15th through the 19th. This is a massive event, which will probably end up going for like 2 or 3 days versus some of these other smaller conventions where we're only there. You could go for one day and see everything. Does that make sense? This one, we want to go multiple days. So I'm definitely 100% going to these 3 events. Now, when it comes to other stuff during the year, we'll see what else pops up. You never know. We might get invited somewhere or something of that nature. We'll figure it out as we go along. Midwest Gaming Classic, I'm not going to go to. Sorry, Cornercade. I have no interest in going to the Midwest Gaming Classic. No offense to you, my friend. I will not be going there. But I will be going. I will go to Chicago for the Pinball Expo. And since you live nearby, I could always swing up and say hi, all that kind of stuff. I always hear good things about Southern Fried. Are there any other ones in the area that you guys like or conventions you plan on going to? Let me know in the live chat. Yeah, I got to bang this out, man. I got to bang this out. I've had my pinball machine for 3 weeks and I haven't made a lot of videos about it. I just did a quick video showing how to do a firmware update because it's really weird to do that first firmware update on that pinball machine out of the box. And I wanted to show that off for people. All right, so that gets our conventions out of the way. Woohoo! There's usually some like toy cons down in Tucson that we go to, toy conventions, but they're not really, it's more like Transformers stuff. Not really arcade stuff down there. Poor Michael B. He's got a convention in his house. It's the one pinball convention. We definitely want to go there. Yep, I got Zookeeper playing in the background, all because of Numskull Zookeeper coming out. I always seem to find out about conventions after they happen. Got it, Kurt, you got to get on the internet, buddy. You got to. Oh, yes, here's the other one. But then again, I didn't want to do like 2 major pinball shows during the year. Like if it's a mix, that's great. Hopefully, is the Allentown Pin Fest, do they have a mix there, or is it just all pinball like the Pinball Expo? So as you guys know, Pitbull, he's usually in our live chats. He lives near there. He loves going to the Allentown Pin Fest. He's been asking me to go to the Allentown Pin Fest for years. You guys know Pitbull. He's usually the one who leaves dirty jokes in the live chats, but it's all just potty humor. It's nothing to get offended over. But yeah, I'll think about that one. I'm thinking about that. It's 99% pinball. Boo. Boo. I didn't want to do 2 I want to see more stuff. Some people might say, well, why aren't you going to go back to Cleveland? Well, we did Cleveland last year, guys. I'll always go back to Chicago because, that's where I'm from. And if anything's happening in Chicago, I get to go visit my sisters, their husbands, my nieces, my nephews, all that kinds of stuff. So Chicago, I'll always go back to. But Cleveland, I want to go new things, new experiences. Does that make sense? Like, I don't like to go to the same place twice. Like, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Boom. All right. There we go. All right. So that takes care of that. All right. So that's the housekeeping items. Let's dive into some gaming news. Do me a favor, guys. Vote for the poll in the live chat. You know me. I also don't like leaving this stupid blue bar on the top of the live chat during the entire broadcast. It's just my own personal preference. Make sure you vote in the live chat right now. Are you a Donut Dodo lover or hater? Lover, hater, or what's Donut Dodo if you've never heard of it? Do me a favor. Vote in that right now, because our next topic, we're going to talk about why that's important to this broadcast and multicades and all that stuff. Let me play another transition so I can add the timestamps later. All right, good stuff. All right. All right, I'm going to end the poll. You guys had a chance. 200 of you. You guys had a chance to speak now, forever hold your peace. Are you a Donut Dodo lover or hater? 54% said what's Donut Dodo. 37% said they're a lover. And 7% said they're a hater. Well, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So let me just, since a good chunk of you have never heard of Donut Dodo, I'm actually kind of surprised. Donut Dodo is a fun game. It's an indie arcade game that was released, when was it? A year ago, man. Like a year ago. Let's pull it up here. And it's a super fun game that they came out with. And it's like Pixel Games released this on consoles. They released it on the iArcade, but it was like on every console imaginable. Hell, even the Evercade got it. Even the Evercade got Donut Dodo, right? It was on the Polycade. It's on everything. Like, if it was a gaming system, they all wanted to get a piece of Donut Dodo. People who play Donut Dodo, yes, it's on Steam. Donut Dodo, I absolutely love this game. There's people out there who hate on it and they think Donut Dodo is crap. But I'm telling you, man, you guys let me know in the live chat if you disagree with me or not. If this game was made 30 years ago, I 100% believe this would have ended up as an arcade machine, because this thing is truly like playing a real arcade game. Versus, some of these other indie games that kind of replicate an arcade game, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a brand new game, and, it's really cool. Like, I really love it. If you haven't played Donut Dodo, go play it. It's available on every damn console imaginable. I love it. It's one of my favorite games. In fact, it's one of my highlights. One of the best things I liked about 2023 was Donut Dodo. I love that game. Well, anyway, so Pixel Games over there, who created this game, guess what, guys? They are releasing another game that's an arcade retro-inspired game that they're hoping you guys will fall in love with the same way you did Donut Dodo. This game is going to be called Cash Cow, and it releases, let me grab my date here. I just want to make sure I give you the right date. I believe it releases on February 14th. So I have a link for the Steam for Cash Cow in the video description below. It'll end up being on all consoles, but I know for sure it's going to be on Steam. And the link for it is in the video description below if you want to add it to your wish list on Steam. I'm going to play you a quick 30-second gameplay thing, and we'll be right back to talk about it and all that kinds of stuff. Boom, baby. So that is a quick shot of Cash Cow DX. Cash Cow DX has 5 multi-screen levels, bonus stages. You can choose between, and like Donut Dodo, where you could play like you beat the easy mode and then you unlock the harder modes, global leaderboards, all the delightful chiptunes music and stuff by Vincent Verger, who did the music and stuff for Donut Dodo. It's also black and white and color TV compatible. That's kind of funny. Global leaderboards on all the consoles it's going to be released on. And let me see here. I got to read this to you. Holy cow, it's all about the Moonie. Embark on an utterly jolly adventure to rescue Cash Cow's riches from the clutches of the greedy pickpockets and reclaim what's rightfully hers. Get ready for a blast from the past with an 80s-inspired arcade experience, releasing 40 years too late, but striking gold today. So once again, you are a cow. The pigs have stolen your money, And in order to clear the levels, you got to grab all the sparkly money gems and you clear the levels. And I also have some more news for you guys. They did send me this game early in advance for review. I did a quick test on my lunch break today, and holy shit, I felt like I was playing Donut Dodo again. Not like the same game, but just like, I was like, this is really cool. Pixel Games, in my opinion, is killing it when it comes to creating these games today that could possibly have been arcade games 40 years ago. So you definitely want to check that out. Put it on your wish list. I'll do a review and do like maybe a gameplay live stream, all that kinds of stuff. And you guys can check it out, make an informed decision if you want to purchase it or not. And I'm glad you mentioned this, Chaotic. They sent me an email and said that. Let me pull up the email because I want to make sure I don't misquote them. But I believe they are working hand in hand with the iArcade. You know how the iArcade folks are working with indie devs to still find a way to release games on the iArcade platform, even though the platform, the company's gone, but the community lives on, that kind of thing. Let me make sure I read this correctly. All right. So support for further systems aimed at home arcade enthusiasts will be announced shortly. What do you think that means? What's really cool about this is if you have an arcade hooked up to Steam, like your AtGames or something, you could play Donut Dodo or this Cash Cow game on your arcade machine and have a good time, right? And have a good time. So these include native ports for ARM-based SoCs, SBCs, including the upcoming GRS Viper board with installers for Batacera and RetroPie. So not only is this game coming out on Steam first, eventually it'll probably make its way to consoles the same way Donut Dodo did, but they're also going to have it available for the GRS Viper. You'll be able to get this game loaded with Batacera, with RetroPie, as well as it's going to come out on other systems aimed at home arcade enthusiasts. So that's pretty badass in my opinion. So pretty excited about Cash Cow. Hopefully you guys check it out and all that kinds of stuff. Whew! Man, that was a lot to say without taking a breath, man. That was a lot to say. All right. What do you guys want to talk about now? Pinball or the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz hack? Let me know in the live chat. Do you want to hear about AtGames Pinball or do you want to hear about Arcade1Up NFL Blitz? I'll let you guys run the show for the next 5 minutes. Tell me in the live chat what it's going to be. That way I can take a breath and have a sip of Diet Pepsi or Pepsi Zero with zero sugar for diabetics like myself. Yep, Cash Cow's going to be on Viper. Viper. People want to do Blitz. Blitz it up. Blitz. I'm seeing more stuff for Blitz. Blitz, Blitz, Blitz. All right, Blitz wins. I saw more stuff for Blitz than Pinball. I saw a couple votes for Pinball. So let me grab a little something for you. How many of you guys have heard of a little group of guys out there, a group of rascallions, a group of troublemakers, a group of guys who like to wear the masks and throw the hoods up? You know what I mean? Like a group of guys who like to have fun with their home arcades and help you get the most out of your arcades. How many of you have heard of Team Encoder? Well, if you've been watching my channel, Kong's the Rest channel, a bunch of other channels, we've all covered fantastic software mods, software hacks for Arcade1Up products. And Mystery Encoder and the team are very, very close. They're getting there to launching the Arcade1Up NFL Blitz hack, which I'm going to roll a video here for you in just a second, give you a little teaser. And with this hack, with this USB that's going to be plugged into your NFL Blitz cabinet, you'll be able to use their display, their 49-way joysticks, and you'll be able to add and play a bunch more games. So for instance, maybe you can get the version of Blitz running that actually includes late hits and things like that. So let's take a look here at this video. The name of the hack, you know how they always come up with these fun names, like you have the Fighter Droids, Infinite Mystery, Mystery Paw, Rad Mystery, the Mystery Interstellar iArcadian mod, right? They always come up with these fun names. Well, because this mod is going to be such a big gift to a huge chunk of the gaming community. Excuse me, I was belching. Because this mod is going to be such a big gift to this gaming community, they're calling it Blitzmas. That's right. Blitzmas. It's going to be Blitzmas in February, hopefully, when they release this thing. Let's take a look, just a little teaser at what's possible.
All right, let's check out the current status of the Arcade1Up Blitzmas release from Team Encoder. Here's where we are with it right now. I currently already have this soft modded. It's set to load right into our SAM menu when a USB stick is inserted. So you'll see that in a second. It goes through the normal boot up sequence. And instead of going into the Arcade1Up menu, it will load into our menu first. Let's let it go through here. There's a few changes that we need to make. There's some volume control issues that I'm working on, as well as some bits of the launcher helper that we used to actually launch from this menu into RetroArch. But don't mind the thumbnails, they're just bad ones that we chose for right now. If we do NFL Blitz, this would go to the stock Arcade1Up menu. Let's open up like NBA Jam and see what happens here. See, it loads up. All the joysticks were detected. And we're able to join in. I don't know what the controls are for all this right now.
Tonight's matchup, Suns versus Knicks. Here's the tip.
You can see I have just one hand moving my stuff around here. It works pretty well. It looks like we're averaging about 53 frames per second right now. And that's where we are.
So that's coming out very, very soon. Sorry that the audio was a little bit low on that video. As you can see, they got NBA Jam running on there at around 53 frames per second. They still got a lot of tinkering to go, but it's going to be coming out very soon. It's going to be Blitzmas, possibly in February, possibly in March. Who knows when? If D-Mod is here in the live chat, he might know when. But it's kind of funny. I got rid of my Blitz, so you guys who still have your Blitz cabinets, you'll be able to soft mod them. And what it sounds like to me is, and if anyone from Team Encoder is in the live chat, speak up and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like it's kind of like the Arcade1Up Countercade hack, where, as he said, if the USB is plugged in, it goes into their SAM interface. So it sounds to me like if it's not in, you'll still be able to use the stock Arcade1Up games and leaderboards and online play and stuff like that. That's what it sounded like to me. Maybe you guys couldn't hear what he was saying. But if anyone from Team Encoders in the live chat and can confirm that way we don't misquote, that way I don't misquote you guys, let me know. But that's what it sounds like to me, is if the USB's in there, you'll be able then to access other games. So let's see. D-Mod is here. He knows. It will work similar to the Countercade hack, but it will be a much smaller curated selection of games. Yeah, you can't expect it to play everything, but I saw some NHL Open Ice. I saw some NBA Jam, and getting some NFL Blitz on there that actually has late hits would be pretty cool in my opinion. And it used our own SAM menu and a select list of games. Boom, boom. So keep in mind, more information is going to be coming out about that hack as it gets closer to being released. I'd love to tell you I'll be making tutorials for it, but I don't even own a Blitz anymore. So hopefully someone out there with a YouTube channel owns an NFL Blitz can hit up Mystery Encoder, Team Encoder, and ask them to make a tutorial for you guys, because I think this is pretty cool in my opinion. So it's always nice when we see these software hacks. Don't you guys agree? Don't you guys agree? All right, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so that's what's going on with the NFL Blitz hack. James Hates Everything says he's in on day one. He's in on it for day one. Baseball Stars will be a great fit. Simpsons Turtles. Yeah, I'd like them to throw like all the 4-player arcade games on there. You know what I mean? That's what I'd love to see. Open Ice is huge if they can get it to run properly. I agree. That game is notoriously difficult to emulate. Let's take a look here. DMod. If you are familiar with Pinner, it's a similar process to set up the cab one time to work with the USB stick. From there, you just add games to the USB. Boom. There you go. There you go. As you can see, there's a lot of people excited in the live chat about this. Chat's flying. I'm seeing all these comments where people are excited about it. So that's pretty cool. Also, yeah, Team Encoder's got a Terminator 2 hack that they're also working on that'll be released, which that would be a software mod as well to play a few more games. But what I do remember is I remember Mystery Encoder was on somebody's live stream or somebody's comment section of some video and was clear with everyone that the T2 hack won't give you as many games to play as you would with like the retro shooter mod that like Buy Stuff does, because you could get their console connected to your machine and you have about what 100 light gun games, something like that. Whereas the T2, it's not going to play every light gun game, so it's going to probably like this Blitz mod. It's going to be a smaller curated list of games that you can add. Don't expect to be able to add every light gun game ever made. There you go. All right, so that's what's going on with Team Encoder. You know what I can do? I can reach out to those boys and see if they're willing to come on the channel, or tell them to go on B's channel. I don't care which, and show this thing off because I'm pretty pumped about it. You guys know me. I love the little software mods, man. It gets me excited. If you're enjoying the show, what is wrong with you? Click that thumbs up if you're enjoying the broadcast, man. We're having a lot of fun here on Multicade Mondays. We only got a few minutes left. We got about 20 minutes left in the broadcast. We're going to talk a bit about Numskull and the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. I got a story to share with you that you're going to find very, very interesting. All right, so I got some stuff here from Numskull. Let's take a look here, man. So you got to say, this is a company that at the beginning of 2023, I thought was dead. Like, I thought this company was toast, because they were struggling to get their products out. They were struggling to get all the development and everything approved for Space Invaders and that. They went through that whole spiel where they told everybody, hey, guys, guess what? We might go plastic unless you guys are willing to pay more. And their community said, we'll pay more. Well, because you guys are willing to pay more stuff is coming. They've announced a whole bunch of games that are coming very soon. Taito games, etc. Data East games, etc. So taking a peek here, they did just reveal today. We got our first look at the new Qix Taito Qix cabinet, and it's a looker. But I gotta tell you something, guys. Now you might call me a hater, and that's okay if you do, because we all have our favorites. I don't like this arcade game. Like, I really don't. Like, I don't like this arcade game. But I love what they're doing. I mean, we all have our favorites, right? We all have our favorites. What games do we love? What games would get us excited? And Thor, he saw it. He wants to get his hands on a Qix quarter arcade. Again, the retail price seems to be around $249 for their upcoming products. So like their new ones that'll be up for pre-order this year, $249. If you guys remember, Space Invaders, Ninja Turtles were $299. It seems like they're targeting the $249. Decadent Dave says, beautiful cab, but not a must-have. That's where I sit, and that's only because I'm not a big fan of the game. Like, I've played the game on my multicades and stuff, and in my opinion, it's okay. Like, it's all right. Like, but it's not anything that I jump out of my seat for. But I gotta tell you, man, take a look at what they did here with the side panel artwork. Let's go a little full screen here for you. Take a look at that. Man, that looks good. I mean, keep in mind, the Taito cabs back then had some horrible artwork on it. But the fact that they can make it look this cool for something that you just put on your desk is pretty epic, in my opinion. It's pretty epic. So moving our way this way, here's that marquee. Take a look at how beautiful that looks. That looks great. So this is going to be coming soon. And what I love is the Taito coin door on this thing. Take a look at that. Wow. Look at that. That looks beautiful. Now, again, Numskull uses plastic coin doors. New Wave Toys does metal. Numskull says if they do metal coin doors, on these recreations, it would raise the price. And again, they're trying to get the price $249 or less on these recreation arcades. That's what they're trying to do. So we'll all have to like live with the plastic coin doors or just not buy the thing if you're not interested in it. But just a heads up there, it's all their coin doors are going to be plastic, not metal. Everything else looks pretty premium in my opinion. I'm digging it, man. I'm kind of digging what I'm seeing here. You guys got to let me know what you think as we comb our way through. Why isn't there 15 Numskull logos all over this? Because it's not some other company, right? You like Qix? How many people like Qix? I don't like it. Like, I don't like that game. Like, I really, really don't like that game. But it's okay. You know, we all have our favorites, right? We all have our favorites. I love Qbert. There's a lot of people out there who say Qbert sucks. And, you know, I don't have any ill will towards those people, misinformed they may be. But also they showed, which we covered on Super Game Room Dudes, they also showed Zookeeper. How many of you people caught the Zookeeper? Let me know in the live chat. They also gave us a preview of what the Zookeeper is going to look like. What size are these Numskull cabs, and are they counter? Yeah, they're counter height. They're, you know, they're literally that big. You know, they're only like 15, 18 inches tall, something like that. They're not huge. It depends on the arcade. Let me grab right here real quick because I forgot to grab the picture of the Zookeeper. I mean, we did show it off on Super Game Room Dudes, but I know not everybody watches Super Game Room Dudes. So let's show this bad boy off one more time. Qix are for kids. There you go. There you go. Digging it. Bear with me 1 second, guys. I'll find it. Waiting for my internet to catch up. Oh yeah, we got the Ghostbusters cab coming out too from them. Are you guys interested in the Ghostbusters cab? Terrible game, but the little mini arcade might look very, very pretty by the time you get to it. Okay, so here we go right here. Let's go here. So just real quick, here's the Zookeeper, which we showed on Super Game Room Dudes, and the Zookeeper looks beautiful as well. I'm probably very interested in this one because Zookeeper's a fun game to me personally. I can't speak for all of you out there. But again, with the plastic coin door, which people are going to gripe about. But in my opinion, this looks really, really nice. Really, really nice. So keep your eyes peeled on Numskull's website. If you've never heard of them before, link is in the video description below. These products will hopefully go up for pre-order here sometime during 2024, and we'll get our hands on them. But what excites me is, you know, in 2023, it took Numskull a long time to like release stuff. And so, of course, they stopped making announcements. And at the end of the year last year, they announced Ghostbusters and these Data East games and these Taito games that are coming. And New Wave Toys has got Zoltar and Berserk and Frenzy all got announced later in the year. Like, if you think about it, like for people like us who are really into this hobby, really into this hobby, like we're actually going to get our hands on some products this year. Think about it. Like AtGames didn't release diddly shit last year. AtGames released one pinball pack. Everything else was just announcements. Now people are actually receiving their products. So that's what excites me about this year is there is going to be stuff for us to get our hands on. You know, come March, I'm going to have a Polycade here. Probably going to have the Unico Nova Blast, as well as all these other things coming. Like, I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty excited. But I digress. It's time to chat a little bit and tell you a story about an AtGames Legends pinball machine. Transition is for the timestamp to be added later. All right, that really helps me find the segments so I could add the timestamps. All right, so big shout out to my Discord again. Link is in the video description below. My buddy D-Mod here, who's in my Discord, did receive his AtGames Legends Pinball 4KP, and we were talking about it in my Discord. And unfortunately, he had kind of an interesting experience with his, so let's go this way. So he received his machine, he assembled his machine, and all that kinds of stuff, right? Machine looks nice. He's got to peel the plastic, all that stuff. And, you know, I'm excited that he's excited. I'm excited to see people finally getting them, etc. Now, his box did have like a hole in the side of it, and it had a hole over here. Now, what's interesting is Now, I can't confirm this or deny this, so take this with a grain of salt. I have heard rumor from some community members that if people are reporting damage on their pinball machines arriving damaged, such as this, like this, that these posts are being deleted by AtGames on their Facebook groups, the official Facebook groups that they run. And I don't think that's very fair. If people want to say, hey, look, man, my thing arrived damaged, I think people should have a right to voice that and say, hey, it arrived damaged. They all seem to be, and what's interesting too is they're arriving damaged in the same spot. Now, keep in mind, this is all that I'm hearing from people, other people reporting to me. This is the only confirmed case that I have. So this might not happen to everybody, but as you can see here, he's got a nice size crack in his machine here from this, which we'll go to his little write up there. But in my opinion, this is a premium product, and I understand. Trust me, I'm not an idiot. I understand that a lot of times companies will nowadays, especially with costs rising for everybody, including the companies. I'll be fair about that. Companies nowadays are taking a very strong stance, especially in this community, that if something arrives damaged but doesn't affect the functionality of the product, they don't replace it. Like, if you guys remember back in the day, AtGames, Arcade1Up, iArcade, all those companies, if your stuff arrived broken, you had a scratch in a side panel, a scratch in the artwork, you could open a ticket with most of these companies and they'd send you a free replacement, right? That kind of all went away by, mid 2023. Like everyone just said no more. It probably costing them money. Who knows? Unless you have, I don't know if I don't even think their warranties would cover something like this, but I don't know. I've never had to use it. So, but in my opinion, though, for the price these machines are costing their customers, if the machine arrives this way, and if other machines have arrived the same way due to some packing issue, because it appears that the machines are being damaged in the same spot, from what I'm being told. I can't confirm or deny it. Well, then, in my opinion, if he wants to get a replacement panel, AtGames should send him one. In my opinion, you guys got to let me know if you feel otherwise. Is it that big of a deal? Does it affect the functionality of the machine? Probably not. Could you cover this up with something? Yes. Is his pinball machine going to break in half? It doesn't appear that way. But in my opinion, for $1,500, you got to give the people what they want. You got to give them a machine that looks beautiful when they open the box, in my opinion. So we'll keep our eyes on this developing story and see what AtGames does for people who have machines that are arriving with superficial damage. Keeping in mind that this channel is well aware of their policies that, hey man, if something arrives broken and if it doesn't affect the game functionality, it's not covered by any kind of warranty. Totally understand that. Totally get that. But for $1,500, I don't want my panels to look like that. I'm just saying. So hopefully AtGames will do the right thing for DMod for right here. Now, I do want to read his feedback. And now keep in mind, this is viewer feedback. Let me find it right here. So we asked him in the Discord what he thought about everything. Let's take a look. So let's zoom in here. So again, this is his feedback. Now, DMod obviously is very familiar with Team Encoder. Let's just put it that way. So when it comes to tech stuff, engineering, software programming and stuff, he knows his stuff. You know what I mean? It's not like he's like a regular Joe like myself who knows about emulation, but doesn't really, I can't go in there and code anything. Does that make sense? So when it comes to his opinion, I think it's an opinion I'll trust. He goes, overall, it's a nice device. They made a lot of great improvements. From a performance standpoint, they still have a lot of work to do. He considers himself a compatible pinball player, virtually and real, and he says the lag in Adam's family is downright unplayable. Anyone who tries to downplay that probably isn't very good at pinball. It's acceptable on the native non-Zen tables, but there is some weird stutter going on there too. So that's his feedback. Again, I don't have my own machine to give you my own opinion. That's his machine, but I've heard this from a number of people. In fact, when Wagner did that video for AtGames and showed that it had like 116 millisecond delay, a lot of people said that's like 6, 7, 8 frames. It's unacceptable. Wagner did publish an update that they did an update and they dropped it by like another 33 milliseconds delay. So who knows what the delay is now? It could be like 70 millisecond delay or something. And he said it was a lot better. DMod, did you do like the latest updates? Let me know in the live chat. It should be better than what Wagner showed, but I don't know. I do have some good news though. So I decided to be nice because I was being kind of a baby. A lot of it's for entertainment purposes, right? A lot of it's for entertainment purposes. Me to entertain you guys. Me being one of the many people who are crying, waiting for their Legends pinball machine pre-orders, right? So I was like, I haven't got my stuff yet, blah blah blah. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna open a ticket with AtGames because AtGames and I we don't talk anymore. We've gone our separate way years ago, like a year ago. Like they do their thing, I do my own thing. I can still cover their products without talking to them. Does that make sense? I don't need to be in any super secret club. Well, anyway, so I opened a ticket with them and said, "Hey, man, I placed my order. Here's my order number. The time I placed my order. I got my pre-order. If you guys have been following, I got my pre-order link for my surround sound feedback kit, but I did not get my pre-order link yet for the actual Legends pinball machine itself. To eventually get my hands on the machine, I opened a ticket on a Sunday. We're talking yesterday. Hang on one second. Super chat from Sandman1. He bought a buttload of adding games and can't add them on till April, I guess. Also cracked Topper. Lag is real. Zen, come on, catch up already. It sounds like these machines weren't ready to go. I mean, it sounds like the Zen games aren't ready to go. And also, AtGames made an announcement saying, all those pinball packs you paid for, you prepaid for? The system to get those even downloaded and running on your machine, like Star Trek and Peanuts, isn't even up and running yet. It's not my announcement. That was theirs. So it just sounds like this machine wasn't ready yet. And a lot of the early adopters are becoming beta testers, which is unfortunate. But getting back to this. So I opened a ticket with them on Sunday, and they responded to me on a Sunday, which was pretty cool. They responded within an hour of my ticket being opened. And they told me that I was in phase 2. Even though I ordered pretty quickly, apparently a bunch of orders came in for phase 1. But they're like, you're in phase 2. You'll get your pre-order email sometime this week. And I was like, okay, cool. Thanks so much. I was very polite to them, and they were polite to me. And I got to give them a shout out, man. I opened a ticket on a Sunday, and they responded on a Sunday. That's pretty cool. Well, anyway, they then, just today, about an hour before I went live, you guys remember they made an announcement saying if you're in phase 2, like me, pre-order links are sent out on the 29th through the end of this week. And today's the 29th. Well, sure enough, I got my pre-order link. So I'll be making my payment after this show, and hopefully they'll send me my pinball machine sometime before I die or within the next 2 weeks. We'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. So if you're waiting for your pinball machine, I guess a whole bunch of pre-order links went out today to people. I was one of them. So go check. Make sure you check your spam and junk folders. A lot of the stuff AtGames emails goes there. Make sure you check those so you don't miss out. Because remember, 72 hours, they cancel you and they move on to the next person. But in my opinion, it sounds like from the software point of view, these machines weren't ready to go, but they had to get them out the door because the arcade gaming community is like a bunch of people in the desert. We're thirsty. So it sounds like they got them out there to meet their quotas. Because remember, they always said if we don't ship, you can get refunds. If we don't ship, you can get refunds. So it sounds like they were pressured, like we got to ship, even though it's not ready. But I got to tell you, man, I don't want to wait 6 months for the games that I pre-ordered to show up. I don't want to wait 6 months for the 4K versions of these games to finally be able to be played and played properly, dialed into the software, all that kinds of stuff. Again, the pressure's not on me. The pressure's on AtGames and their partners to deliver a great virtual pinball experience for a $1,500 price tag. So pressure's on them. We'll see. We'll continue to keep our eyes on it and see what they do moving forward. And if they're able to fulfill what our expectations are, right? Our expectations are. Did you guys find anything? We didn't find anything. What about you guys over there? We ain't found shit. Yep. So, I'm sure I'll get my machine sometime before April. But hey, if the stuff's not ready to go, maybe they should all just Maybe they should just not send them. You know, I mean, be like, hey guys, let's. But then again, people will be mad if they don't get their machines. But I'd rather it turn on and it work. You guys don't really realize that when these first version of these pinball machines came out, and so many things weren't even ready to go on them on the high def, and what a lot of people went through who got their machines early. Like, I really, people don't want to go through that again. The early adopters of the new version of the machine, they were hoping that AtGames would have perfected this whole process of releasing a product, and that way they could have a great experience right out of the box, right out of the box. So yeah. DMod says right here, all of the Team Encoder guys had damage to their machines. His was the worst. That kind of stinks. That kind of stinks. But hey, man, yeah, no Vibs board crap. I mean, yeah, how about that, man? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yep, there's always OTGs. So yeah, you can still play pinball. You could plug in something else to it. But I think a lot of people that bought this machine, I think the target customer were people who wanted to be able to download like Zen games and play them without having to connect a PC. I think that was like the target customer, right? Like, yeah, you're getting like the Diet Coke version of these games. You're getting the diet, caffeine-free, no additives, not even fake sugar. Like, you're getting nothing. You're getting the very, very basic versions of these games, but it's better than, some people who don't want to buy a PC and plug in a PC and figure all that out, right? I think that was the customer for this product, right? Technically, I don't even need this thing, but I ordered one anyway because, like a lot of you out there, I'm in a desert and I'm thirsty. Anyway, guys, that's going to be pretty much my show for the night. We got a lot of stuff happening. We got conventions. We got cool interviews coming up. Make sure you guys, if you're interested in saving some money, make sure you guys go to Escape Pod Online starting on February 1st through the entire month. They're going to sponsor a PDubs code. Save 10%. Escape Pod Online. If you want to get artwork for your Arcade1Up modding projects or real arcades, save 10%. Entire store. Use code PDubs at checkout. And it's going to be lasting for the entire month from February 1st through February 28th. My goal is to help you guys save money this year. And for people who tuned in late, I already said it earlier, I get nothing in return. There's no kickbacks, none of that kind of stuff. I reached out to Dan over there because Dan's a good guy and said, hey, Dan, would you hook my viewers up and help them save some money and sponsor this during the month? And he said yes. So big shout out to you guys and all that stuff. So also, guys, we're going to also have a lot of great content coming out this week. I got product reviews. And not everything is pinball. I got one or two pinball things, but most of it's like all arcade stuff. So I know for some reason people don't like talking about pinball, but it's weird because like every arcade I went to, there was a pinball machine in there. So I think it's okay to talk about. Like, I'm not going to bury you guys in it. If you're not interested in it, skip those videos and watch the videos that interest you. Just hang around. I'm sure I'll put out a video you're interested in watching. Do me a favor, guys, if you enjoyed the show, make sure you give us a thumbs up on the way out. Make sure you give us your likes, comments, feedback, reactions after the show is over. All that stuff helps the broadcast, helps Multicade Mondays continue to be one of the shining stars in your broadcasting world. And also, I have a redirect set up. So if you like that crazy Michael B. the Game Genie, once I hit end stream, it's going to send you automatically over to him. He starts in 60 seconds. And if you head over there, tell him it's a raid from the Loft. You guys have a great night. And it's Monday. Don't forget, guys, what do you do on Mondays? What do we do? What do we do every Monday before we go to bed? We play our Multicades. Make sure you guys go play your Multicades. Have a good night. Thanks so much for your support.